Hey guys, welcome back to the Plastic City Comic-Con channel. Today we're going to do some comic reviews for you. So this is our first set of comic book reviews. So I'll let you start, Keith.
This will evolve over time as we get like a rhythm on what we want to do, but we basically want to grade the issues, give like the story a grade, and then like the artwork a grade too, you know. We don't want to spoil too much, but we can just, you know, kind of give you a basic gist of the story. So I'll go first. I'm a little behind on this one, but I wanted to review Doomsday Clock 1 and 2, which the big crossover between the DC universe and the Watchmen, Alan Moore, Dave Gibbons universe. The DC universe in general has been leading up to this point since the New 52 ended and DC Rebirth Special 1 came out. At the very end, they hinted that Dr. Manhattan was involved in this whole thing, the relaunch of the universe and everything. So now we're finally getting that story after, what, like a year and a half, I think, since then. 2 issues in, I think it's really good, actually. I was expecting... you know, obviously it's like, why touch Watchmen after all these years? I mean, it's just like one of those stories, but I gotta say Jeff Johns is doing a good job with it, and I think, you know, like I've heard other people say this, and I think it's true, it's that he's very unafraid to the Watchmen universe and like play around with it, and he's not worried about, you know, am I going to wreck Alan Moore's legacy or what, you know? So I think that makes the story pretty strong. You know, it's leading up to, you know, I think it's like one of those fanboy things. It's like, what if Rorschach fought Batman, you know? And that's exactly where issue 2 kind of ends off. So it's like, all right, you know, so that's coming. But also, you know, and obviously I think everyone wants to see Superman against Dr. Manhattan, so that should be interesting. But I gotta say, he's handling how serious Watchmen was too with it, which is great. And Gary Frank, his artwork is phenomenal for this, and even the covers are very reminiscent of the old Watchmen series, which is great, where it was just, you know, and obviously, like Watchmen, it's 12 issues, so it should be interesting to see how it shapes up. But yeah, I also like how Gary Frank is using the 9 grid formula. You know, most artists will know what I'm talking about, where, you know, 9 comic panels, which Watchmen used a lot of. So yeah, so for my final grade, story, I'm gonna give it probably like a solid B. I mean, it's really good. You know, it's something that I think is kind of unnecessary too, but it's been enjoyable to read. And then artwork, I'll definitely give an A, because I think Gary Frank is doing some of the best artwork I've ever seen him do. So it's good to see him on a title like this, you know. So yeah, so that's what I think about Doomsday Clock. So let's turn it over to Amy with her review.
Okay, I'm going to review Ice Cream Man by Image Comics. And I have to admit, I fully just bought this because of the cover. Like, I had no idea what it was about, you know, so I picked it up and I started looking at it. I'm like, what is this? And then I flipped over and looked at the back where it says M for mature. So then I'm like, all right, cool, what is this? So this is by W. Maxwell Prince with art by Martin Marazzo and colors by Chris O'Halloran. I really liked it. It's sort of, this is a #1, and you could read it as like a one-shot. I'm assuming there's going to be more. It was very reminiscent of like a Twilight Zone episode, or almost like a Monster of the Week type X-Files episode. I won't spoil it for you, but the Ice Cream Man is not what he seems. It was creepy. It's definitely not for kids.
Is it like a horror comic?
It's like a horror, yeah, it's a horror comic. It's not, like I said, I don't want to spoil it for anybody, so I won't get too far.
That'll give you an idea if you do horror.
Show them this one. Woo! So when I flipped it open too, I saw that. I was like, ooh, it's horror. Like, that's not cool. So I liked it. It was a quick read. It's easy to read, fun to look at. I love the colors. I sound like such a girl. I'm like, I love the colors. It's fun to look at. But it really is. The colorist did a phenomenal job. It has this sort of soft pastel look to it. So it's a horror comic, but it's not garish or, you know, bloody or anything like that. It's just creepy. So you have this bright pastel, almost childlike color palette contrasted against this like kind of creepy dark story. So I liked it. I'd read it again. I'm assuming the next issue is going to be a different sort of story with the Ice Cream Man character crossing over into the next one. So
so what do you give this story grade?
For story grade, I'm going to give it probably a B+.
Okay.
I think it had, I like horror. I watch a lot of horror, read a lot of horror. It was not completely original. It had some slight derivative qualities, but nothing that was like, oh brother. It was good. It was
okay.
Original enough, kept my interest. I enjoyed it. And the art, I'm going to give it an A-.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it looks pretty good.
Yeah, the art it's good. It's nice drawing. It's very like illustrative style. The teeth are funny. I like the teeth on the characters, which is goofy, but it's just one of the things that attracted me to the book. I don't know why. But the color with the line work especially really sold it to me. So
okay.
That's what I would recommend it. If you like horror, pick it up. Don't be fooled by the bright colors on the cover. It was good.
All right. Well, that's it for our reviews this week. And once again, don't forget Plastic City Comic-Con coming up April 21st, Saturday, 10 to 6, one-day show. Come in, get these comics there. And, try some other new things by new artists and writers in our show, So, all right, guys, until the next video, we'll talk to you later.